Hey guys, YouTube War 100 here. Alright, now here I am with another Phase 3 MCU review. And now here I am with a review for Captain Marvel. So, yeah, this film was only released just about 6 to 8 weeks ago. So, yeah, as of right now, the film is still in the theater, yeah. But yeah, I remember back on the film's opening weekend, audiences just really were very negative on this film. I remember on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score for this film back on its opening weekend was in the 30s, which was by far the lowest score for a Marvel movie ever. So yeah, this just seemed to so people just really were kind of rubbed the wrong way with this film on its opening weekend. And but yeah, over time, I think people have started to kind of start to like this film. Well, now I mean I'm not really quite sure why this film really did receive the negativity that it did from audiences on its opening weekend. I mean I don't know. I mean were people just thinking that the story that this film was going to have was going to be completely different from the story that we wound up getting? Because I mean I thought that this was a pretty good movie. I mean it wasn't like absolutely great or anything. I mean, there are definitely several better Marvel films than this, but I really don't see why people really did really just bash this film on its opening weekend. Just yeah, people were just really negative on it, and just they seem to hate it, and I just am not understanding why audiences felt that way. I mean, because yeah, this really was not a bad film. I mean, hmm, yeah, I actually did enjoy this film. Back when I did see it in the theater on its opening weekend, yeah, I did go see this film on its opening weekend, obviously. Yeah, and I actually did like it. I mean, I really didn't understand why people were really bashing this film the way they were. Yeah, so I just really didn't understand why this movie really wasn't liked by audiences on its opening weekend. But yeah, like I said, over the last several weeks, since the opening weekend, it seems that people really seem to kind of calm down about that and just understand what this movie was trying to really do and the story that it was telling. Because yeah, the audience score has really gone up quite a bit. It is up to a decent score now. So yeah, I guess just with this being the last Marvel film before Endgame, which is the real culmination. I think just people were kind of just expecting to see something different from this film. But yeah, for what this film did, it still turned out to be a pretty good film, I think. Yeah, and really, Captain Marvel is really one of the more interesting Marvel characters. Yeah, she really is just kind of a different sort of type of a Marvel hero. Because yeah, her origin is kind of interesting. Where it's just that she was just a normal Earth woman who was just an officer in the Air Force or something, and then after some sort of explosion, she was granted some superhuman powers, and it's shown, and she's was known as then just became sort of this this hu- well she became known as this humanoid type of alien being, as this movie seems to suggest. That's but yeah, she just has really some very super yeah, she does have a lot a superhuman powers, and yeah, she really is one of the most powerful Marvel characters ever. I mean, yeah, I mean, so, I looked up some statistics, and it's shown that she is actually has more strength than the Hulk does. So yeah, Captain Marvel really is one of the most powerful Marvel characters ever. So yeah, it just goes to show how powerful she really is. So yeah, so she is kind of an interesting character, and really doesn't really see much recognition. People really don't think of Captain Marvel when they think of the Marvel characters. Of course, I think of characters like Captain America and Iron Man, Spider Man, Thor, Hulk, X Men. So yeah, they think of just a whole bunch of other Marvel characters, but they really don't think of Captain Marvel. So, yeah, I really think that Captain Marvel really does receive some more recognition because of how powerful she is. So, yeah, and with this film, like I said, I actually did think that this was a pretty good film. I mean, I really just didn't understand like the hate that it got on its opening weekend from audiences because yeah, this actually was a pretty good movie. Yeah. So just like the first Captain America movie, this film sort of does act as a prequel to a lot of the events that have happened in the MCU. Like this film, just like the first Captain America film, it really does act as a prequel to the events of all the other Marvel films. Because yeah, this film is like set in the 90s and stuff. So yeah, and this film it is interesting. This film does actually like kind of just it really does sort of show the origins of like some of the things that have like been acknowledged and shown in the other Marvel films. Like this really does like kind of show like the origins of the Tesseract, and yeah, it does kind of show what like well, it does explain like more about Nick Fury's past because, of course, like Samuel L. Jackson is like still in this film as Nick Fury, and it's like him much younger and stuff, and it does give him like a pretty different appearance than he does, like of course, in the other Marvel films. And yeah, it was also before he was actually the director of Shield. In this one, he's just an agent and stuff, and then like it does show like what actually did happen to his eye, and why he does wear the patch over it, and like the very end of this film also shows like how he did come up with the Avenger Initiative. So yeah, I do think that it is that is like interesting about this film that it really does like sort of go into detail and just talk, show like some origins of like how some like things in the MCU have really like been done and like how that it really did come intact and how it originated and stuff. So yeah, I really do like. I think that is pretty interesting. Yeah, and I do like Brie Larson as in the role of Captain Marvel. I think she actually is like really good in the role. I mean, yeah, she's just a very interesting character. I mean, yeah, she can. Yeah, and plus, yeah, she's like really awesome, like in hand-to-hand combat. Like she is a really awesome fighter and stuff. So yeah, I really do like Brie Larson in this role. I think she really does do pretty good in this film. Yeah. So yeah, this film kind of does like remind me a little bit of Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, yeah, the two Guardians of the Galaxy films. It's like a portion of it, of course, is set in space, based and not really on Earth. So yeah, she's like I was saying, she's kind of like another sort of like a yeah, she's not really an alien. Like it is like revealed that she is actually like she is from Earth, but yeah, it shows that she did like sort of like become a type, sort of like a humanoid alien type of creature after like her mutation stuff. But yeah, she's not really like a full like a alien creature. So yeah, yeah, and it really does like dive into like her her background as well throughout the film. Like it does really like explain like what her life was like before she actually did like become like the yeah before she did get her powers and stuff. So yeah, I do like how it does dive into her uh, background and stuff. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, this film also does have cast members like Ben Mendelsohn and Dilmon Houndsu. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Lee Pace, Lasasha Lynch, or Lashana Lynch, I should say. Yeah, uh, Gemma Chen, Clark Gregg, and Jude Law. So yeah, it does like have a pretty like a decent cast to it. Yeah, and I actually, and like I said, I actually did think that this was a pretty good film. I did think that it was like interesting to really like do this type of thing to really kind of like kind of go into the past and just like dive into like a little more psychology for like a Nick Fury's backstory, and just like kind of like show like what really did make what really did inspire Nick Fury to assemble the Avengers in the first place. So yeah, I did think that this film was kind of interesting to really do that kind of stuff. So yeah, so yeah, overall, I do like this film. Like I said, I really don't think that it really did deserve the hate that it did get on its opening weekend. But yeah, like I said, people have really seemed to calm down about that and really just let's really do like understand the story that this film is trying to take and what it is trying to do. So yeah, I think like people did have come to their senses about it and have understood that about the film. So yeah, overall, I did like the film. I mean, yeah, like I said, it's not like like on par with some of the best Marvel movies ever. And yeah, is it like the weakest Marvel film ever? Well, I wouldn't really say that, but I think I can like see people saying that it is probably the weakest Marvel film. Probably, well, yeah, in quite a while. Probably like since like Iron Man 3 or Thor: The Dark World, or yeah, it's, yeah, probably like since like those two films. I would probably say this is probably like the weakest Marvel film to come out since then, but it's still good. Like I still do like it. So yeah, I would probably give this film like 3.5 stars out of 4. I mean, I do enjoy the film, and I do think it is pretty good, and I do think that people really need to be more lenient on the film and realize the story that it is trying to tell. Because yeah, it really is not a bad film at all. Like it is actually a pretty good film. And yeah, yeah, and like if you haven't like seen the movie yet, if you've just like looked up reviews or heard reviews and like from people hating them, don't listen to them. Like this film is still like worth going to see. I mean, it is still Marvel after all. I mean, Marvel does not disappoint. So yeah, don't listen to what people say. Just go see this film and yeah, make your own judgment for it because yeah, it is actually a good movie worth going to see. All right. So yeah, okay. So I think I've like gone on about like the undeserving hate this movie has. I think I've gone on about that enough. So yeah, let me just get right into the film. All right. So as the film opens up with the Marvel Studios logo, it actually does show that. Well, yeah, they have it be like a tribute to Stan Lee. Like the entire opening logo is just like clips and images of just Stan Lee, because yeah, of course, like this is the first Marvel film to be released since Stan Lee's death. So yeah, I liked how they did decide to pay tribute to Stan Lee that way. And as soon as like the logo went off the screen, it just read "Thank you, Stan." So yeah, I did like that they did that for Stan Lee. Yeah, and I can only assume that this will also be in Avengers Endgame as well. Yeah. But then it shows that uh like it's set in like 1995, and then yeah, it shows that on the planet it Hela, which is actually the capital planet of the Kree Empire, her yeah, and it shows that the Star Force member Veers is like a yeah, she's like a suffering from like amnesia, and it's showing that she's like having a recurring nightmare that like features like an older woman and in her dreams, yeah. And then her mentor, Young Rod, is like training her to like control her abilities. Use while the Supreme Intelligence, who is like the ruler of the Kree with artificial intelligence, is like urging her to just really keep her emotions in check. And then while she's on a mission, and to rescue like an undercover operative, is infiltrating like a group of alien shapeshifters that are at war with the Kree, who are known as the Skrulls. Veers ends up being captured by Talos, who's the commander of the Skrulls, and then yeah, it kind of like shows that they're probing Veers' memories, memories, and like they're learning more about that woman that is in her your nightmares and visions and stuff, and and as they're trying to learn like her location, and here's them then awoke, and it showed that she was just like like shackled up. She was like in restraints, and it also showed that for some reason like they took her boots off. So yeah, that's the thing that I just have don't understand. Like, was there any particular reason why they had to take her boots off for this? Like, I just like have been like questioning that ever since I saw this film. But yeah, then yeah, she eventually then escaped, and then she like fought off all the scrolls, and then eventually yeah, and she eventually did escape the scroll ship, and then yeah, she then like uh and ended up like crash landing down onto Earth inside of a blockbuster. So yeah, of course, like 1990s, right? They did like show that this was a different. Yeah, this was like in the 90s with the blockbuster. So yeah, kind of like an old like retro flashback for like all of us that grew up during that time. Yeah, and then yeah, she was then like asking where she could like get some tracking equipment, and then yeah, she was directed to a Radio Shack. Well, so yeah, that's another one. Like Radio Shack no longer around. Yeah, and yeah, they actually did like do good at like making it actually look like the time, because yeah, they actually did like give the Radio Shack the logo that Radio Shack actually did have at the time. So yeah, it was like a, I guess it was like a good give it like a good nostalgic feel like that. Yeah, and as she was like trying to make contact with the Kree, she then eventually then was confronted by agent the Shield agents Nick Fury and Nick Coulson, and it showed that the Skrulls also like were like tracking her around Earth, and were just masquerading off as just normal people. And then actually they tried to attack her. She then gave chase to one of them, and then yeah, one then ended up like boarding a train, and then she ended up like infiltrating the train. And as she was like looking around for the scroll, it showed like one of the passengers on the train was Stanley once again. So another Stanley cameo. I'm not sure like how many more cameos after this Stanley will have. I mean, there are people saying that Endgame is his final one, but I mean there are still like other Marvel comic films that are like very close to Endgame that are going to be released. Like there's a Dark Phoenix and also Spider-Man Far From Home, so he could have like cameos in those two films as well, and maybe Spider-Man Far From Home will be his last one. So yeah, who knows what Stan Lee's final cameo actually is in film? But yeah, and then she eventually then ended up finding, yeah, she ended up finding the scroll, the scroll, and then and eventually she ended up like recovering a crystal that ended up like having, well, actually did have like extract memories of hers that were extracted, and then yeah, that thing showed that there was another scroll that was impersonating a Coulson that was trying to attack Fury, but yeah, Fury was able to kill it. Well, yeah. And then yeah, eventually like as there was like a autopsy done of the dead scroll, then it showed that Talos was actually like disguised as uh, Killer, Fury's boss, and then just ordered Fury to just work with Veers and just keep tabs on her. Yeah, and then yeah, Veers and Fury eventually like met up in a bar and thing, and yeah, Veers just told the Fury that who she was looking for, and then yeah, she then like brought up a Project Pegasus. This, and so then they then went down to the U.S. Air Force base, base to look at the Project Pegasus installation, and it was eventually discovered that Beers was actually a pilot that was presumed dead in 1989 during an experimental test with a jet engine that was designed by Wendy Lawson, who, like Fears, actually did recognize as the woman that was featured in her nightmares. Yeah, and then as Fury was trying to page Shield. Yeah, that's there's another throwback back to 1995. Yeah, I mean, this was before like the time where everyone had cell phones. This was when people had pagers. So yeah, he contacted them by pager. Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, it was then kind of revealed to Fury that Talos was disguised as Kelly, and then yeah, then Fury then helped Beard escape from the base. He's in a cargo jet. At the that, which also there was a cat that they had come across, also Goose, that ended up stowing away on the jet with them. And then yeah, and then Beers then just knew that there was only one person that would know who like who Beers really was, and that if she really was the pilot that died or that was presumed dead in the experiment, and it was her former partner, Maria Rambo. Who? So then they traveled to Louisiana to find her, and then once they met her, then Maria and Monica then had revealed that Veers was actually Carol Danvers, that was the name of the pilot, and then yeah, told that she was uh, Maria and Monica's family, and then yeah, they then helped Veers or Carol, regain her memories, and eventually Talos then arrived and then explained to Carol, Fury, and Maria that scrolls the scrolls are actually searching for a new home, and that uh, Dr. Lawson was actually a Marvel who was actually a Creed scientist that was helping them. And then through a recovered recording from the jet, that then jolted Carol's memory about the crash, and it showed that Dr. Lawson was actually killed by Jan Rog to stop her from destroying the engine before the crew could actually recover it. Or then when Carol actually destroyed the engine herself, she actually absorbed the energy from the explosion and gained the powers, but it also wiped out her memory. Yeah. And then it was shown that she was then taken in by the Kree. Yeah, and then showed that the reason that they called her Veers was that her name badge had been broken in the explosion, and they just saw the part that just read Veers, or Vers, VERS, and so then they then just called her Veers. Yeah, yeah, and then Carol, Talos, Fury, and Maria then decided that they had to go up to the laboratory that was orbiting Earth, Earth, Earth to find the Tesseract and save the scrolls. And so then before they left, Carol then put back on her scroll suit, or yeah, and then she just told Monica that because she's the only stylish one, that Carol can't really wear the Kree colors anymore, which the suit was really just a dark suit with with light blue on it. And so then she had Monica help change the color of the suit, and so then he changed it to a blue, red, and gold type of suit. Yeah. And then they eventually then flew up to the laboratory, and then shown that there were several scrolls hidden on there by Dr. Lawson, which included a Halo's family and the Tesseract, which was actually the source, the power source of the engine. But then, yes, but then Star Force then and infiltrated the lab, and then they ended up capturing Carol, and then yeah, she then had a confrontation with the Supreme Intelligence, and the Supreme Intelligence was just telling her that without them, she's nothing. But then, yeah, during the confrontation, then Carol then just removed moving the Kree implant that was suppressing her powers, and then after she removed it, she now had the full potential of her powers, and then she just told Supreme Intelligence that her name is Carol, and now she was just at full power, and she just took out all the members of the Kree. Yeah, and then yeah, Fury also like like found out that Goose was actually like an alien, a Flurkin, and then yeah, Goose ended up swallowing the Tesseract, and then and Danvers then, well, yeah, Carol then destroyed a Kree bomber that forced the Kree, well, that forced Ronan the Accuser, as well as his squadron to retreat. And then down on Earth, young Ron was just challenging her to hand-to-hand combat, and then she just blatted him back. And then yeah, she just sent him back to Hala and just told him to warn the Supreme Intelligence that she will end this war. Yeah. And then on the jet with the Fury and Maria and all the members of the Scrolls, then Goose then just ended up blinding Fury in the left eye by just scratching it. So yeah, that's was the reason why Nick Fury wears a patch. Yeah, and eventually he then once like a Carol then was told by the Scrolls that they need to find a new home world. She decided to depart to help them find the new world, and she also gave Fury the pager to contact her or in case of emergency, which is what he used to signal for her in the post-credit scene in Infinity War. And then it just then showed her blasting away with the scrolls. Yeah, and then yeah, and the film then just ended with Fury drafting the initiative after telling another Shield agent that they need to find other heroes like Carol, and then after seeing that Carol was actually nicknamed Avenger, then he it was originally entitled the Protector Initiative, but then yeah, he then changed it to the Avenger Initiative. So yeah, this was the reason why what well, this is how he thought of the Avenger Initiative. So this is how it was made. Yeah. And then the film cut to credits, but then of course then we had the mid-credits scene, which I guess is a scene from Endgame. I mean, yeah, I'll have to wait till actually going to see it, but yeah, it then shows that Captain America, Black Widow, War Machine, and Bruce are monitoring the pager that Fury had signaled Captain Marvel for, and of course they were wanting to know who was on the other end of it, and then it then showed Danvers, Carol then appearing and then just saying, "Where's Fury?" Yeah, and then it just read, "Captain Marvel will return in Avengers Endgame." And then afterward, then the post credits, it then just showed that Goose then just was on Fury's desk and then just ended up regurgitating the Tesseract. So yeah, I think it's just kind of I love one more gag for the film. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, like I said, I think this was a pretty good movie, and it really didn't deserve the hate that it did get in its opening weekend. But yeah, luckily, people have really calmed down about it. Like I already said. So yeah, like I said, 3.5 stars out of 4. I mean, probably the weakest Marvel film to come out in a while, but I mean, it's still a good film, and it is definitely worth a watch. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It is worth a watch. All right, so I guess that's all I can really say about it. So yeah, this is my review for Captain Marvel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and stay tuned tomorrow because tomorrow I am going to see Avengers Endgame, and then tomorrow I will make the video giving my thoughts on the movie after I go see it. So yeah, stay tuned for that coming tomorrow. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.